we're just going to go right into it and get started with the live. Thanks for tuning in. Earlier, I had a client who we met and had our session, so I wasn't able to make the 1 o'clock time, which is our usual time. So we adjusted, but then there were some audio issues, so now we're trying it again, and hopefully things will be great this time around, because it's important that always that you all get really strong quality content, and that's what the purpose is. So let's jump right in. And for those of you who might be watching, if you caught the previous live, then you're going to hear the same information. I'm basically just doing this so that we have a better quality video with better quality audio. Reminder that the Give the Gift of Language giveaway ends tonight, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have not entered the giveaway yet for your chance to win 8 hours of free English sessions online or a spot in our writing course, then I encourage you, go ahead and enter the giveaway. The link will be in the description. You can still register for the persuasive writing course if that is something that interests you. Classes will begin tomorrow, and all through next week will be the first week of classes. So it's not too late if you want to do it. If you're unable to participate in the class this time around, the classes will run every 8 weeks. So it's a 6-week course. We take 2 weeks off, kind of as a break, and then the next round of students will be able, registration will open again in 2 weeks. So definitely check Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Look out for the information about when the class is going to start, when registration will open. So let's talk about Ask Anything. Can you recommend movies in English I can watch? I suspect that whoever submitted this question saw last week's live stream about books. So in answering this question, I tried to be very intentional about the movies I selected, because oftentimes on Instagram, I'll see people recommend books and shows and movies, and it's not very diverse, especially the TV shows and the movies. The plot lines are kind of the same. It's usually the same actors and actresses, and there's just not variety. So I was very intentional in trying to formulate an answer to this question for this viewer so that you can see a mix of storylines, types of characters, different ethnicities, races, all of that. So the first movie that I would recommend is The Pursuit of Happyness. And I'm going to list all these movies in the description, so if you miss it, you can rewatch the video or just check out the description for the names of the movies. So The Pursuit of Happyness, it stars Will Smith, and it's the story of a single father who is trying to just make ends meet in his life. He has a son, and it's a journey that they take. It's just a beautiful story portrayed on screen. So I highly recommend that. The Best Man is about a group of friends and sort of the things that they go through in life. They have different life circumstances and situations. It's more than 20 years old, the movie, but it's such a great movie. The characters, the cast, everything about it is just, it seems real. They kind of become your friends almost. A Few Good Men. This one stars Tom Cruise. And it's one of those movies that people quote a lot. There's a particular line in the movie where Tom Cruise's character says, "You can't handle the truth." And it's very intense in that court scene. And so I love the movie. I love the way the actors and actresses really take on the characters and make them come alive. The plotline is also phenomenal. So if you get a chance, definitely watch A Few Good Men. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is one movie that growing up, I watched it so much. And it's that kind of movie. It's very lighthearted. It's fun. It's entertaining. So it's about Ferris and him playing hooky, not going to school for the day, and kind of his adventures on that day. Really, really fun. Matthew Broderick is a great actor. I encourage you to watch it. And then the final movie I would recommend is The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Now, there's a part 1 and a part 2. I didn't really like part 2, but I love part 1. And Alexis Bledel is one of my favorite actresses. I was introduced to her when she starred in Gilmore Girls, her and Lauren Graham. Awesome show. Love Gilmore Girls. So the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants is about a group of friends and the adventures they go on and sharing these genes that are supposed to be like magical genes. And it's a fun movie. It's lighthearted, some funny humor. So those are the movies I would recommend. If you get an opportunity to watch any of them, definitely let me know what you think about it. If you're like, oh my gosh, Ethleen, that was a great recommendation. I love this movie. Or that movie was horrible. Don't ever tell anyone to watch it again. But again, the list was very intentionally put together, trying to be mindful of having some diversity in the cast, storylines, the caliber of the acting. So you'll see that some of the acting is really strong, and then others is kind of, but nevertheless, these are good movies, and they vary. They're not the same typical movies you see on every other English channel's list of movies to watch to improve your English. I wanted to sign up for your writing class. Will you do it again? Yes. So the writing classes, the way we're doing them is there will be opportunities throughout the year for you to do the course, for you to register for the course. So right now we have the persuasive writing course going. I am in the process of developing the creative writing course, and then some other writing courses as well that will be open in the coming months. So if you miss the window to register, or if you're not able to register for this cohort of students, definitely in 8 weeks, we'll be starting the next round of classes for you to register. I love the class. It's just an amazing class, and we get to really understand how language works. And this is my background. This is what I have a degree in. So this is like, you will learn the essay, a formal essay, as if you were in an American classroom. The final question, can you do Instagram Live? So the live streams have been, this is our 4th week now, this is the 4th episode, and just a way to engage more with you all, give you real English. One of the things that bothers me about some English online sometimes is we kind of just go through the same thing. This is a verb, this is a noun, this is an adjective, this is how you construct a sentence. But the purpose of these live streams is to, one, allow you to hear the American accent and to potentially begin mimicking it, but also to engage in conversation with you all. So if there's questions that you have, anything in the chat, you can put it in. I'll be glad to answer. Making sure that when I answer, I'm using jargon, everyday jargon, so you can hear it in its true form as it's applicable in whatever situation that comes up. But also just to be able to engage with you all more and meet you, talk to you. So Instagram Live is something that I've been thinking about. I've been toying with the idea of going live on Instagram. If you don't follow on Instagram, definitely follow, because it could just be one of those things where it's like, I feel like talking today. Let me go on Instagram Live. Maybe in the next, trying to do some things. So let's do around the world. With around the world, there wasn't a whole lot of content that, again, wasn't related to coronavirus. Whether it was good or bad or viral or not, it's just very hard to find content that's not related to coronavirus. So apologies again, friends. I'm doing my best. What I did learn, though, for Ethleen trying to expand her horizons, usually PayPal is the form, the means that I use to send money to friends, family, clients abroad, to send and receive money abroad. But I learned recently about TransferWise and Payoneer. Those are 2 other platforms, I guess they're competitors with PayPal, that you can use to send money. So news from around the world, it's news to me. So I'm going to have that be my information for around the world for this week. Yay! Pronunciation perfection. So unfortunately, we didn't have any submissions for this week's pronunciation perfection. So what we're going to do is I'm going to review how to make the B and the P sounds for words like ball, baby, and potato plate. This is a lesson that I do a lot with my Arabic speakers, my Russian speakers, because they struggle with making these sounds. And so we're just going to take a couple minutes to go through and practice. What I tell my clients is when you're trying to make the P sound, like in Pluto, payment, you hold your index finger up to your mouth. You're not on your lips, but you give yourself enough space. So like right here is good. And you take a deep and you that breath out sound. Your lips are closed, you open and you push the air out. Plate, pan, pop. Now what'll happen is you will feel that breath on your index finger, and it'll be pretty strong, so that's how you know you're making the sound correctly. Now with the B sound, like basket, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to hold your index finger up, and instead of pushing the air out, you're just going to start with like a humming sound, B, and open your mouth and just release. You're not necessarily releasing air, you're just releasing whatever is stuck, like right here. Boy, baby, bag. You are on your index finger. But it shouldn't be as strong as with the P sound, because with the P sound, you're literally pushing that air out. So that's a really quick tip on how to know if you're making the sound correctly between the B sound and the P sound. Of course, there are other things that you can do. And if you're interested, let me know. Write a comment or shoot me an email, info@speakrightplay.com. And if these lessons is more than welcome, and we can try to incorporate more. That's it for today's show. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this sound quality is a lot better. Don't forget to follow on social media, Twitter, Instagram.